There's a moment nobody prepares you for. Everything feels easy. Late night calls, inside jokes, that warm hum in your chest. And then, out of nowhere, dealings. Not a fight, not a breakup, just fewer messages, shorter replies. Plans that used to land suddenly turn into maybe. You stare at your phone like it's a mirror, trying to see what changed on your face. If that's where you are, breathe. You're not crazy. You're meeting one of the most common patterns in modern love, the pullback after closeness. Let me put a face to it. There's a man we'll call Noah. He's not a hero and he's not a villain. He's a decent man with deadlines, a busy brain, and a heart that learned to keep its own secrets. He meets Leah at a friend's rooftop thing, the kind with fairy lights, playlist on repeat, everyone pretending they don't notice the wind. They end up in the kitchen raiding snacks, laughing with their heads tipped back like old friends. It feels obvious, easy, like they skipped the awkward parts. Over the next weeks, they text, they call, they walk the city at night and say too much and exactly enough. Leah sleeps better after they talk. Noah can't remember the last time the conversation didn't feel like either a performance or a chore. When he's with her, he isn't trying to be impressive. He's just there. He likes that version of himself. And then the switch flips. Not a crash, just a drift. He replies later. He's slammed this week. He says, "Can I call you tomorrow?" and means it when he says it. And then tomorrow arrives carrying a dozen microfires. 3 emails from his boss, a family message he doesn't want to open, a bill that makes his stomach dip. By the time he looks up, the window for connection feels tight. He tells himself, "I'll text when I'm less messy." He doesn't. He scrolls a running shoes instead. Leah isn't dramatic, she's not a chaser. But she feels the tilt, the tiny earthquake under normal. She wonders, quietly, did I imagine it? She replays the last date like a detective looking for clues that aren't there. Here's the first truth we need to say out loud: distance is not always disinterest. Sometimes it's the opposite, a nervous system trying to regulate once feelings get real. For many men, when closeness arrives, old alarms wake up. You won't hear them. He barely hears them. He just feels the tug to step back, to get himself together, to avoid breaking something he has suddenly realized matters. So if it's not a game, what is it? Why do men go quiet after getting close? 1. Expectation pressure, the invisible weight. When it's casual, you can fumble and laugh. When it starts to matter, stakes jump. A lot of men hear a chorus that sounds like an old coach, a parent, a culture. Don't mess this up, don't be too much, don't fail, don't need anything. The more he likes you, the louder it gets. Silence becomes a quick, if clumsy, way to turn down the volume. He tells himself he's going slower. What he's really doing is trying not to feel like a disappointment. 2. The old file cabinet. Body memory beats logic. We all have one, a drawer full of sticky notes from the past. Last time you leaned in, you got burned. When you needed someone, they left. He doesn't open that drawer on purpose. His body slides it open for him. Suddenly the call feels risky. Suddenly he wants proof before he risks. The irony multiplies. He wants certainty, so he creates doubt. 3. The performance burden. Be useful or be quiet. Many men grew up on a curriculum. Provide, perform, protect. Be valuable or be invisible. If a man hasn't proven his value to himself, money weird, purpose shaky, love can feel like a spotlight on everything unfinished. He imagines a test he can't pass and retreats to study, except he's not studying. He's hiding in productivity because tasks are clearer than tenderness. 4. Fear of engulfment. Don't lose me while I'm finding us. Some men associate relationships with losing themselves. Pace, plans, expectations that blur their edges. If he has a history of being swallowed by someone else's needs, or by his own people-pleasing, closeness can feel like a tide. He steps back not to leave, but to see if he can still breathe. 5. Control as a comfort. Absence feels safer than honesty. If he learned that needing someone is dangerous, control becomes a quiet religion. Stepping back reasserts control. It feels safer than saying, "I like you and I'm scared." Silence becomes his seatbelt. None of these reasons excuse manipulation or cruelty, but they explain the honest, maddening pattern of a good man who goes quiet when the music gets good. So what is ignoring really testing? Most of the time, it isn't a conscious trap like, "Let me see if she chases." It's a body-level scan asking, Can I move at a pace that doesn't drown me? Will you respect space without abandoning yourself? Does this connection survive without someone betraying themselves to keep it? In short, can love exist without control? Let's be honest about what usually fails. Chasing. Chasing turns love into oxygen. For a man who associates closeness with pressure, chasing confirms the fear. Respect drops on both sides, not because anyone is bad, but because the dance switches from adult to parent-child, punishing violence. Withholding to show him how it feels sounds dignified. Often it's theatre. Two nervous systems testing each other with their absence is the slowest way to kill something that could have lived. Lecture disguised as clarity. You need to call me more might be true, but when connection becomes a report card, people resist instead of repair. If chasing, punishing, and preaching don't work, what does? The viral simple framework, steady not needy. Remember these 4 moves. Say them out loud if it helps. Look for patterns, not moments. Moments are weather. Patterns are climate. Signs it's distance, workable. He names stress or asks for pace. He agrees to simple anchors and keeps most of them. His actions get steadier over 7 to 10 days. Signs it's disinterest, let it go. No anchors, only excuses. He forgets basic check-ins repeatedly. You feel like you're auditioning for care, you don't need to be a detective. If someone can't or won't meet you in the middle, the kindest move is to pivot, not punish. Step out of the theatre and into daylight. For men who go quiet after getting close, listen up. There is a braver test than absence. Transparency. Say this instead of disappearing. When I care, I get cautious. I move slower. I can be consistent if we keep a steady pace. If I go quiet for a day, it's me regulating, not leaving. I'll say when I need a slower day. You don't owe perfection. You owe reality. Reliability is romantic in a way movies don't understand. For the one on the other side of silence, you do not have to audition for love. If you're performing calm while drowning, pause, put a hand on your chest. Name the feeling. This is anxiety asking for closeness. Breathe. Then send words from your center, not your wound. Here's a script you can borrow. I like you, and I'm okay with a steady pace. I'm not okay with confusion. Could we try a quick check-in most nights and plan Saturday? If we can't make anchors, I'll step back kindly. That's not a threat, that's self-respect with the lights on. Let's drop a few hard truths. They sting, they also save time. If you keep chasing, you train him to regulate by running. If you punish with toe companions, you train both of you to confuse distance with danger. If you use lectures, you train the relationship to report to HR. If you ask for anchors and watch what happens, you train the connection to grow up. Back to Noah and Leah. 2 months later. They never turned into a montage. They turned into something sturdier. Some weeks Noah is buried. Leah names an anchor and protects her own rhythm. Some weeks Leah is slammed. Noah carries the check-ins. They miss sometimes. They repair fast. They learn the sacred, boring art of showing up when it's not cinematic. Do they love each other? Not the question this video needs to answer. The better question. Are they learning a pace where both nervous systems can breathe? Yes, and that's what most people are truly asking for when they say, I want a healthy relationship. Before we close, 3 rapid-fire FAAS that blow up in the comments every time. Q1. Should I ever chase? If chase means clarify once, yes. If chase means convincing, pleading, performing, no. Ask for anchors. If none appear, pivot. Q2. How long do I wait? Don't wait. Watch. Give it 7 to 10 days with clear, simple agreements. If you see micro yeses and effort, great. If you see fog and spin, stop reading tea leaves. Exit kindly. Q3. Can an avoidant and an anxious partner work? Yes. If both are willing to practice middle speed, use words not tests, and honour the no punishment rule. Love doesn't need perfect attachment, it needs repair and rhythm. Now to you, because this isn't theory. It's tonight, it's your full phone, it's your heart. If you're tempted to send 6 messages to wake someone up, send 1 clean line instead. If you're tempted to go full silent treatment, send 1 clear boundary instead. If you're tempted to diagnose him from TikTok, ask 1 human question instead. What's hard for you right now and how can we keep a steady pace? If he answers with honesty and anchors, Wonderful. If he answers with fog, step into the sun. Here's your copy and paste pack. Use it. Clarity line. I like this. I've noticed we slowed down. Steady pace works for me. Confusion doesn't. Can we set a quick nightly check-in and plan Saturday? Boundary line. If we can't add anchors right now, I'll step back kindly. I care about you and me. Re-entry line. After space, I'm back above water. Can we pick up middle speed? One call tonight, plan Sunday. For men, truth test. When it matters, I get cautious. I can be steady if we go at a pace I can breathe in. If I go quiet for a day, I'll say so. You don't need to perform indifference to earn love. You don't need to perform desperation to keep it. You need truth plus rhythm. And if someone can't meet you there, your future is not empty. It's available. There's probably an unsent message sitting on someone's phone right now. Maybe yours, maybe his. The fear says sending it makes you weak. The truth says sending it makes you real. Real is the only ground two people can stand on when the week gets long and the music gets quiet. So send the text. Not to chase, not to punish. To name the weather and offer a plan. I like us. Let's try middle speed. Quick check-ins most nights. One anchor this week. If we can't, I'll step back kindly. That's not a trick, that's the whole art. If this met you where you are, share it with the friends staring at their phone tonight. And if you're that friend, close the apps, put a hand on your heart, breathe, then speak from the part of you that respects yourself and loves big. The algorithm won't teach you this. Humans do. Steady, not needy. Anchors, not promises. Words, not tests. That's how you turn quiet into clarity and distance into a path back.